What's up, guys? 370 Gaming here, and boy, do I have a video for you today. Oh my god. This is Tuesday, June 21st when I'm recording this. I had a busy weekend of not only going to Money in the Bank, but I was dealing with a lot of family that was coming in town and other things of that variety. So I'm finally back. I'm finally, gonna get more videos going, and oh man, did things happen today and on Raw and on Money in the Bank, and this video is gonna kind of be everywhere and gonna be kind of crazy. So there's probably not going to be like a lot of editing of the audio because I'm just going to like just totally go for it like in this one take. So do bear with me if I make some mistakes. I do some flubs, things like that. But there's a lot to cover, a lot to tell you guys. This was some crazy couple of days. So I want to start here going over my I don't want to say trip because it's not really much of a trip to the T-Mobile Arena for me. I did go with a family member, so I didn't do any sort of like vlog or anything. I didn't, take many pictures at all, like outside the event. But I tried to get as much in-ring footage as I could, and you may or may not be seeing that now. I don't know how the video is gonna come out in post, but hey, we'll see. But yeah, so before we get to all the stuff that happened today and yesterday, I want to talk about what happened on Sunday. So. Sunday was the Money in the Bank pay-per-view, of course, and we'll go over the predictions and things of that variety in a little bit. But yeah, I wanted to tell you guys about the T-Mobile Arena and my whole experience there. So we got to the T-Mobile Arena about a little like a half hour before like the pre-show would start, and I was kind of worried. I wanted to get there earlier because the lines for SummerSlam. I went to SummerSlam 2014, and as I recall, I looked this up. I have a bunch of notes, and you're gonna hear a lot of clicking, but there were 14,000 people at the Staples Center for SummerSlam in 2014, if that's right. Check my facts on that. But SummerSlam, or I'm sorry, Money in the Bank, this T-Mobile Arena holds about 18,000. So, I mean, most likely, in all likelihood, there were more people here. And I had a way easier time getting into the building at the T-Mobile Arena than I did at the Staples Center. The Staples Center, I had to wait in line for like hours, like literally just waiting there in the hot sun while the lines kind of formed because it was just like a big conglomerate mass of people. And the T-Mobile Arena was like the doors were already open, like people were going in, like it was no big deal. It could have been that I showed up at the wrong time the first time. It could have been that I showed up at a lucky time this time, but the doors couldn't have been open for more than like a half hour. You know what I mean? So it was crazy how easy it was to get into the T-Mobile Arena. The arena's pretty nice, I gotta say. Pretty cool. Nothing too much different compared to other things. I haven't been to like every arena in the world, but I've been to like all the Las Vegas ones. I've been to the Orleans. I've been to the Thomas and Mack Center. I've been to like all the major ones, and yeah, I mean nothing too much different about it. They got some pretty modern decor, as it would be, but but it was pretty nice. And one thing about the people in the arena I had to point out, which I did point out on Twitter, was that the amount of New Day unicorn horns and replica Money in the Bank briefcases that people had were just ridiculous. Money in the Bank briefcases, the replicas were $75, and people, were buying their kids' fucking briefcases, and I'm like, I know I'm cheap, like I understand that, but I mean, fuck, dude, buying your little kid like a $75 briefcase, like, what kind of money you have, you know what I mean? I know you spent a lot of money getting the tickets here, but you got to have a lot of money to be throwing around $75 for your kid in a fucking briefcase. But they were selling like fucking hotcakes, man. Let me tell you. That just like baffled me. I wanted one, but I was too cheap and it was a little broke. But I did get a New Day horn because it's the best thing ever. It really is. But yeah, the New Day horn is amazing. It's lights up and changes colors and it bounces. You know what I mean? It's great. It's great stuff. But yeah. So I'm going over my notes. Like I said, there's a lot of notes here. I gotta click around. Gotta look what's going on. Yeah. So I guess we'll just go into the Money in the Bank card. Going over the Money in the Bank card, I also want to go over my predictions from the last video. So I'll kind of bring that up and we'll total them together at the end. So the first pre-show match was Golden Truth and Breezango, and I barely saw like before the show that the Golden Truth had done some sort of promo where they screwed with Breezango's tanning bed or something. And I barely even knew this match was on the card. I put a comment on the video. I said, okay, fuck it, Golden Truth wins. So I did get that one right. I don't know what the hell was going on. I guess the booth was messed up somehow, so Breezango's skin was like peeling and fucked up, and they would slap them and all this goofy stuff, and the Golden Truth won. So suck that, Breezango, take that, you guys. The second pre-show match was the Lucha Dragons versus the Dudley Boys. I had zero idea this match was taking place. I just had no idea. In the arena, I had no idea. So when I saw it, that was when it happened. So I'm counting this one as a tie because I didn't know it was announced too late for a comment or my video. Unless I did comment about it and I forgot. But I really liked this match, actually. Lucha Dragons and the Dudleys. I thought it was a solid opening match and probably could have actually gotten on the main show had it had some sort of storyline or something to it. But yeah, the opening video for the Money in the Bank, it was like a big Las Vegas theme, Las Vegas Money in the Bank. It makes sense, huh? Pretty self-explanatory there. But I really liked it. I thought it was cool. I thought it had a good, I love the opening hype videos for the pay-per-views. They're always really well done. They get the point across, they get you hyped up for it, and then I knew Pyro was coming, and I'm just like such a bitch. When the big Pyro comes off, I close my ears, because I'm a little pussy. I close my ears because it's fucking loud, dude. It's fucking loud. I remember one year Kane came to the ring. I forgot what show I was at. Kane came to the ring, and the fire came out of the turnbuckles and off the stage, and it made a lot of noise, and then off the turnbuckles, and it was hot. It was hot. I don't know how close I was to the ring, but it was fucking hot. And that pyro, man, that's no joke, But some people, 90% of the people in the arena just looked at the pyros, the show opening pyros that went off, and they were just like, okay, that's apparently, a normal thing. I guess I'm just a wussy. What are you gonna do? So they opened up with the tag match, which I thought was kind of weird, because this match had a solid amount of heat and, great performers, New Day, you got Enzo and Kaz, you got the Club, you got the Vaudevillains, that makes for a good match. New Day and Kaz and Enzo cut some promos. It was pretty entertaining. I liked Enzo and Enzo's Lady Luck. He's up with Lady Luck all night long. I thought that was pretty good. And yeah, so I get that the pattern is like to have the New Day like open the show because they're such a strong act. But I thought it was kind of weird that they opened with this when they probably should have held back a little bit because the flow of the card was kind of wacky, if you ask me. We'll go over that later. But the tag match itself I thought was really good. Obviously, there was that one spot where Luke Gallows was just standing there. He's just standing there looking at his partner being, attacked. But, so that was kind of a bad spot. But, no, I thought the match was really good. And I love that people always fall for the Whirling Dervish as a finish. Like, every time the Vaudevillains hit the Whirling Dervish, they're like, that's it. People are freaking out. Oh, my God, the Vaudevillains are going to win this. Like, dude, are you serious? Like, have you ever seen the Vaudevillains win a match? I know they've won a match before, but there's no way, like, you actually thought the Vaudevillains were going to win this fucking match. Like, that's crazy. But, yeah, New Day pinned the Vaudevillains as I predicted. That is a correct prediction. Retained the titles. Exactly what should have happened, and it was a great, awesome match to open the show. Baron Corbin and Dolph Ziggler, unfortunately, followed this match, and was very, very boring. I'm gonna be blunt with you. I went up and I went to the bathroom during this match. I swear to God, I legitimately went for a piss break during this match. It was just boring. It was just headlocks, and it was just I didn't care about the match. I didn't care who won. There were chants in the crowd of "Let's go Ziggler. Ziggler sucks," which just surprised the hell out of me. I didn't think the Ziggler hate bandwagon was going on this soon. So apparently Ziggler's got some haters. Got a couple of haters. couple of haters. Although I did see Baron's when I came back, the match was still going on, and he hit that one move Baron did, like the spinny kind of move. I think it's like the deep six or something. Does that sound right? He hit the deep six on the outside of the ring, which looked brutal, and then the end of days with Dolph Ziggler's floppy body, and that was a pretty good finish. And glad I got this one wrong because Baron Corbin won, and that's for building momentum for somebody in some form. Baron Corbin was the right guy to win, so I'm glad that happened. Next, we had the Divas Tag Team match, which also was really weird and kind of, at this point it's starting to drag. The show's starting to drag. We got two, we had a good opener, but 4 out of the 5 matches that we've seen so far, including the pre-show, have just been a drag fest. Like, come on. Lucha Dragons and Dudleys were cool, but there's like no heat. Like, who cares? You know what I mean? Like, honestly. Um, but yeah. So they had a match. I didn't pay too much attention to it. Um, I don't know. Charlotte pinned. I believe she pinned Natalia, and then Natalia attacked Becky after the match, and I was like, what the hell? What the hell is going on? I wasn't really mad at Natalia. I mean, I guess I am in story, but I'm not. Um, Originally in my notes here, I wrote down, "Is this a Total Divas angle or something?" I was so confused. But I've thought about it since then, because as I said, this is Tuesday when I'm recording this. Natalia and Becky Lynch, while I guess apparently Paige will go for the title. I didn't see all of Raw, sorry. But whatever the title picture is, it gives something for Natalia and Becky Lynch to do. So that's good. And Becky Lynch can get some momentum out of that feud. So that's actually nice. So I actually don't mind this at all. I just didn't care much for the match at the time, and it was a drag fest so far in the show. Apollo Crews and Sheamus took place. I was just wondering what the hell was going on with this show at this point. Like, I'm sitting there in the audience. We're all wanting to be excited, and this is just like, what did I say before? It was like the 5th of 6 matches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is the 5th of 6 matches, essentially. Or you could say 4th if you think the Dudley's match was pretty good. But, I mean, it was a drag, man. Sheamus just fucking putting Apollo Crews in a headlock for 90% of the match. I mean, it was so fucking boring, dude. I just wanted to die. I'm sitting here, I'm like, I paid a lot of money for this fucking ticket I'm sitting at right now. You know what I mean? Like, why is this happening to me? What did I do with my life? Uh, Sheamus was pinning, or he attacked Apollo kicked out, whatever. Apollo rolled him up. Okay, yeehaw, Nobody, nobody cared. Literally nobody cared. Next up was the AJ and Cena match. I actually thought they were going to do Rusev and Titus O'Neil here, but I was so glad because the show was dragging really hard for AJ and Cena. Oh, I didn't mention, by the way, I did not correctly predict the Charlotte Dana match, the Divas Tag match, and I did correctly predict the Apollo Crews match. So that's, one more negative, one more positive. Did I? Yeah, I went over the Corbin Ziggler. Okay. AJ and Cena. Good shit here. Very, very, very good match. Cena actually sold, like, a lot. Where has this John Cena ever been? Like, he, took offense, and AJ always seemed to, like, have the upper hand, and I was just, like, I was baffled. I'm like, this is what Cena can do when he actually wrestles a regular match. Like, sometimes the other guy should get some offense in, You know what I mean? How does that work, So AJ actually had the upper hand for most of this match, and Cena was just kind of getting his ass kicked until they kind of both broke down, and it kind of got, heated up. The match went on, and Cena ended up getting the upper hand by the end. Ref bump. I knew something was going to happen with the ref bump, obviously. And the club came in, Magic Killer on Cena, and AJ gets the win. And that was exactly what I called for. I basically called for an AJ win via the club interference, and that's exactly what happened. So, that's another correct one for me, and a very enjoyable match. Had a great time with that match. That was good stuff. Thank God, Cena was putting in the work, and AJ is always great. Not much to say there, pretty good stuff. The Money in the Bank ladder match was also another very fun one. I don't know what I expected in terms of like dangerous spots. Like I don't know, like I keep thinking like in the recap videos you always see like Kofi's like jumping off a ladder, boom drop through the table. Like I guess I expected something like really huge to happen. Nothing really huge happened, but there were some sick spots. Like that one where fucking Kevin Owens landed on the side of the ladder. I was like, "Oh my god," you know? Gee, like who takes that spot? Only Kevin Owens takes that fucking spot, dude. But there were some decent spots there, and we had the old get everybody up on like two or three ladders and like reach for the case. I'm like a fan for that spot. I don't know why, but you know it's gonna be used in video packages to come. But it was pretty cool. It was a pretty good match. I really one of my personal bucket list things was to see a Money in the Bank match live, so I did get to do that. And Dean fucking Ambrose won the ladder match, which was the first of many surprises to come that night and the next few days forward. But very happy to see Dean Ambrose win that match, and it was a very good match. So yeah, shout out to Del Rio putting in the work in that match. He was going in most of the major spots there. Did some wacky stuff with the armbar on the ladder, and he was trying to do that like double stomp on the ladder, and hey, he put in the work, man. I thought he did pretty good. So great job by all involved. By the way, the Money in the Bank match, I did indeed correctly predict. So there you go. The U.S. title match was up next with Rusev and Titus O'Neil. This is yet another one I predicted exactly, although it doesn't take a rocket surgeon. You see what I did there? It was a rocket surgeon. Doesn't take a rocket surgeon to figure out what was going to happen there. But I didn't pay much attention to this match. I knew this was gonna happen. It was cool for like that first part where they, were just going, hitting blows after Rusev was like tormenting Titus's family, but it broke down from a fight to like a headlock and like more headlocks and like just sit there like do a headlock. I was like, what happened? What happened to the good show I just witnessed like in the last two matches? I don't understand like what's happening anymore. Uh, but Rusev did win, and he went up to Titus O'Neil's family in the front row and said, "Your dad is a loser." What did he say? He said something like, he's a loser. You have a loser father. Happy Father's Day." And that was amazing. That was Rusev he's gold. He's gold, man. And the only way it would have been better is if Rusev like kicked his son or something. That would have been amazing. That would have been something to write home about. But yeah, it's another one I got exactly right. So there you go, chalk another one up. And last but certainly not least, the WWE title match of Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins. The ending. I just want to say this about the ending of the match first before I talk about the actual match. The ending of this match exceeded any of my wildest fantasy thoughts. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like, literally, had I thought in my mind, what's the best thing to happen out of this match? What's the best thing to happen tonight? I literally don't think I would have thought this, because it would have been, I would have gotten too wrapped up in like what's good for the company or not, what's bad for the company, what don't they like for the company? You know what I mean? I would have got that wrapped up, and even my fantasy thoughts wouldn't have been as good as this. This was the best possible ending in any universe ever. This was amazing. Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins had a very good match. It was really kind of strange how it was booked, because Reigns was a smarmy dickface heel, and Rollins was like the underdog face, and it made no sense. Like, you felt bad for Seth Rollins the whole time, and you just wanted Seth Rollins to beat Roman Reigns. Thought it was hysterical when Roman Reigns came out at first. Everybody booed like hell. Like, they literally booed the shit out of Roman Reigns. Every time Roman Reigns was on the screen, they booed so much. That was so funny. I did get a little distracted early on during the match because there was a couple in the audience, like a few rows below me, and they were starting shit with people, and they were like trying to, like, I don't know what they were doing, like taking seats, or they were trying to fuck with somebody, but like the whole section I was sitting in was like, get them out of here, like you thought a fight was straight up gonna start. And security said, you two gotta come, you two gotta get the fuck out of here. And my whole section was like, nah, hey, goodbye. I was like, what the fuck is happening? Like, I think I was too high up to really see what was like going on, but it was clear this couple was not welcome. The woman of the couple flipped everybody off as she was escorted out of the building. So that distracted me for a little bit. But thankfully, it was during a down period in the match, so it wasn't that big of a deal. There were so many good spots in this match. I love the spear into the pedigree. I liked even Roman just like fucking himself up in the barricade. I don't know uh what they were going for there, like an injury kind of deal. I don't know what was going on. It makes more sense now that it has been revealed this Tuesday that Roman Reigns has been suspended for 30 days. It makes more sense that they would plant some seeds early for this, but it was kind of weird at the time. So he kind of hits the barricade and he kind of gets woozy, and Rollins hits the pedigree, and was it right after that? That was the ending of the match. There were some other cool spots where, Rollins would run at him or he would jump off the rope, and Reigns would get a Superman punch, and then Rollins would kick out, and like every big cool spot that you could think of happened in the match, and it was a very good match. Then the ending came, as I said, after the pedigree. It was like the second or third pedigree. I think it was the second pedigree. Um, and if you see, I posted the video of my live reaction on my cheap smartphone uh, of the whole show ending from the last pedigree to the post-show like celebration with Ambrose. So as you would figure out, Seth Rollins beat Roman Reigns for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship, and shortly thereafter, Dean Ambrose would come out, and the music hit. And as you can see in the video that I posted, I'm like freaking out, and I pan the camera towards the stage, and it takes a little bit, and then I look back at the ring, and Seth Rollins is just standing there, and I look back at the stage, and Dean Ambrose still isn't out, and I'm like, okay, something is going on if Ambrose is not out here yet. So I pan back to the ring, and I get ready to like pan to the left, like he's gonna come out of the audience or something, and Ambrose comes out from under the ring, and I was just, you can hear me like laughing in the video because I had no fucking idea he was under the ring. I don't know what happened. Like, I was probably just watching an advertisement like everybody else in the arena at the time, but he must have like snuck under there like as a disguise of the ring crew or something, because he was totally under the ring and he came out, and I was just like, what the fuck happened here? He comes out of under the ring and he cashes in and he beats fucking that dirty bastard Seth Rollins for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. And this is amazing for 45 different reasons. The two utmost ones being, you never thought Ambrose was going to get, a sneeze near the WWE title, and you didn't think Rollins was gonna beat Reigns either. So both of those things happened in one night. My prediction was wrong. I don't give a shit. This was the way better option. I couldn't believe my eyes as it was happening. I'm really, really grateful that I was there. I just couldn't believe it, man. That was the craziest shit. And post Raw and all the stuff with Reigns and everything, you really got to question where they're gonna go from that point forward. But I'll talk about that in a little bit. I just want to get to the end of the show and my kind of, my experience here. After Ambrose, he celebrated with the title. Everybody stood up and was cheering for 10 minutes straight after Ambrose won the title. From the minute that the bell rang that Dean Ambrose was the official WWE champion to the time that he left the building, 10 straight minutes, people stood and cheered. There were a few people that left because the show was over, but every person that was in their seat completely stood up and cheered for 10 straight minutes. And Ambrose continuously celebrated all around the ring, all around the ringside, on the announcer table as he went up to the ramp. Something I didn't get to film was after he was on the ramp, he went and climbed one of the big ladders on the stage and he celebrated up there. 10 minutes worth of celebration. About 6 of which were after the cameras went off. And people just were losing their shit. I was losing my shit. It was everything you could ever want in a WWE show. I was so happy. I mean, I can't even believe that. So that was so cool to be there live and check that out. I had no idea. I had legit no idea. I don't think any of us did, to be quite honest. Yeah, so after the show, I walked the strip and, got to, hang out for a little bit. If you guys don't know, you should know, the strip at Las Vegas is, the biggest, wildest thing going on. And this weekend was also the Electric Daisy Carnival taking place in Las Vegas. And People were just wacky and fucking drunk, and it was crazy. And I'm a local, Las Vegas local, but I never really walked the strip, so I don't ever really see like what happened. Like I'm just like, I got no money. I'm not going to the strip. You know what I mean? I don't drink. I don't gamble. I did gamble a little bit this weekend. I didn't win any money, of course. I just played some like poker machines. Like I bet like maybe I lost maybe $5 or $10. Like I was not, like I'm fuck that losing like big money. Uh, but yeah, so the EDC people were all out here. It was like EDC and Money in the Bank, and there were like two or three other like big events going on at the same time. So this weekend was just fucking packed with tourists and just like craziness. And I gotta tell you, I'm being straight up legit honest with you guys right now, and I don't mean to sound any way from this, but there were a lot of hot half naked girls everywhere in like really skimpy clothes for EDC, and I'm not complaining. I'm saying that was a pretty nice occurrence. So walking the strip was one of the better highlights as well. They were just fucking everywhere, wearing the goofiest, wackiest shit. A lot of tutus. Tutus are apparently a thing that people wear to EDC. I don't know what's going on with that, but a lot of tutus. I don't know. People are just fucking dropping Molly. I don't know that. I wasn't seeing people take drugs. You assume at the EDC people are taking Molly and just ridiculous drugs all over the place. But yeah. So that was pretty sweet. And after that, I went out with my family and we had a nice dinner. And I really wanted to make this video sooner, but I just had too much. I was too busy with the family in town and everything going on. That I had no time until now, so I'm really glad I got to make this video now. Yeah. So let me get the final total really quick before we go on about stuff that happened on Monday and Tuesday. I had one match. There were 10 matches altogether. I had one match that was announced way too late for me to even understand that it was on the card. So that's a wash. I got three predictions wrong, and I got six correct. So I'm liking that as my first predictions video. 6 out of 10. Not too bad. Not too bad. That's a C. That's a passing C right there. Is that a D? I don't know. Is that a D? 50 D. I think 50. I'm not sure. A D or a C is technically passing, so we'll take that. That's good. Yeah, so that'll be good for future prediction videos. If you guys do want more prediction part of this video, let me know for future pay-per-views. But yeah, so I wanted to take the last few parts of this video, or the last part, to talk about what happened on Raw and today with Roman Reigns' suspension. So on Raw, they did set up the triple threat Shield match for Battleground, and I'm like, what the fuck are you doing making this match for Battleground? This makes no sense. And now it makes even less sense with Roman Reigns' suspension for 30 days. We did figure out that he would be back technically in time for Battleground. However, you don't get any time to build the match with Reigns in it at all. So I wouldn't want to do that match anyways. But I wouldn't want to do that match not at SummerSlam regardless. You got one more month. One more month after this. Just fucking drag it out a little bit. You're great at dragging things out, WWE. Just drag it out a little bit more. Like, don't fucking rush this. This is fairy tale shit right here, man. The fucking Shield triple threat, that's all anybody wants. That's all anybody wants. But yeah, so with that being said, that was it for my Money in the Bank experience video. I could, talk all day about, the whole Shield triple threat thing and the Reigns suspension and, like, what it means for WWE, but I just wanted to cover it really quick, just because this was mostly supposed to be about my fun time at the pay-per-view, and just, how great it was, how awesome it was, and how grateful I was to be there. So I do thank you guys very much for watching. Leave me a comment, tell me anything you thought about the pay-per-view, or about Raw, or about Reigns' suspension, anything that you thought was interesting. Let me know. Let me know what was going on. Let me know your thoughts on the video. And give me a like, and follow me on Twitter, man, to see when all this is going on. I tell you guys when I'm going to make these videos, and you can see that I, tweeted out a picture or two from the event, things like that. I'll probably have a more personal, more in-depth kind of footage for Ring of Honor later in August. I'm not saying I'm going to go full vlog style or anything, but there's going to be probably like better, more footage when like other people aren't involved. It's just me. So, but yeah. So I do thank you guys very much for watching, and I will catch you on the next one. Peace.